Newsflash, people could cuss you the fuck out if that's what they want to do. You can't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got a right to free speech in this country. If I want to cuss you out from the sidewalk and film you, guess what? I can do that. That is not obstruction of justice. That's not a violation of your rights. That's not a crime. That's not a convictable offense. I can do that. And you cannot kill me for it. Neither can you assault me for it. But if you ask this administration, you can. And if you have a gun while they're killing you, shooting you in the back, you're apparently a domestic terrorist. Now they're dealing with the fallout from that in so many different ways. I guess Bovino is or is not going to lose his job. I don't know. Trump come out talking humbly one day and the next day he flips. So you can never trust what Trump is doing or saying on any matter at any time.
Yeah, well, he apparently went completely banana pants, which is a pretty routine occurrence for him.
Yes.
On one hand, he had a very productive phone call with Tim Walz, and then he goes, as Midas Touch reported earlier today, and posted some ridiculous number of times overnight, and just batshit crazy stuff. Where's the 25th Amendment, y'all? We've got a guy who's clearly in cognitive decline, and he's in cognitive decline with malignant narcissism and a whole lot of evilness in his being. And we still have people defending him, which is why I wrote the piece that I wrote this week on my Substack, Jesus or Ice. And I showed, kind of like when we were talking with Matt and Keith the other couple weeks ago, here's what Ice is doing, here's what Jesus says. And they are two ships passing in the night. They are two ships passing in outer space. They're nowhere near.
I was going to say they're not even. One ship is passing in the night in the Atlantic. The other one's passing in the doggone in the Milky Way. They're not even in the same realm of the
They're not.
universe.
And you can't put the two together. And I read the report that the woman that was shoved said that there was nothing that Freddie did that was even remotely aggressive towards Ice. He said, "Are you okay?" And she said, then their eyes locked, and then there was a moment when they both knew that she was going to go south right now.
When he went to help her, that's when they bum rushed him. It was when he was helping her that they ganged up on him like some gang, literally, and jumped him. Got him down. I bet you right there that if you pause right there before they converge upon him, not a single one of them could tell you what crime he had committed or why they were apprehending him.
Right.
To what end? It's almost like the George Floyd thing where he was just standing on his neck. It's like, to what end? What is your objective? Because if your objective is to subdue him, that already happened. If your objective is to disarm him, you did that. So to what end were you? You didn't get up off of him and walk away until you killed him. So was that your objective?
Right. And there's a very real chance that a lot of commentators that I've seen have said, look, they're trying to instigate violence. Yes. So you don't empty 10 rounds into a human body without, perhaps they're looking for reasons to shoot people. And if that's the case, tell me how anything like that looks like the teachings of Jesus.
Well, and they got a bunch of losers, a bunch of incels, hopped up on power trip from Stephen Miller, talking about you have immunity, you're under the, you're working for the federal government, you taking all these nut jobs that can't even hardly pass the physical requirements of the job, so that they brought the standard of training down to a fifth grade fitness conditioning test for PE, 15 sit-ups, 15 push-ups, you have to run a mile in 15 minutes. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? You're training for just over a couple of weeks or however long. I think it's like 47 days or something. I don't know if that's supposed to be symbolic for Trump or whatever you know what I'm saying? So you got these ill-trained, incels, these little dick energy motherfuckers running around who never had a piece of power in their whole life, who've been given complete immunity by this little bald-headed Nazi crypt keeper